Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the island. We have another beautiful sunny day here, and I thought I would start it off by giving you guys a little update on how the garden's doing and a couple other things, just what we've been working on. As you guys know, I didn't post a video last week due to some technical issues with my editing system, but that's all fixed now. So the past week, me and my brother have just been working on the cabin and the log cabin that I've been building over there, as well as restocking things like propane and stuff up here. I've been doing some more work to do with the motorcycles. As some of you may know, early this May I got in a motorcycle accident, and yeah, it took me a while to heal, and the bike's getting repaired right now. I had planned on doing a trip throughout Scandinavia and most of Europe this summer, but then after the accident and with everything that's going on right now, I haven't been able to do that. So I've been continuing my work on the off-grid homestead up here, as well as looking for our own off-grid homestead, a new property somewhere. But first, let's start with the propane.
We can each carry one of these.
So today we went to make some breakfast and realized that we are out of propane. So we're going to bring down these two empties, bring them over to the marina by boat, and then we can get two new ones. These usually last about a month each tank, and especially with me and Peter, like we had that one for a while now because we're not using as much like heated water as we would when the whole family of 5 is up. Because it's only the two of us taking showers, and recently I've just been jumping in the lake to clean off. So yeah, we've been using a lot less, so once we get these two, it should tide us over for the next 2.5 months or so. Propane is one of the key components to how we can, not only survive, but thrive up here year-round. We have two 100-pound propane tanks currently hooked up to the system. As you can see, they both run to here, and then we can swap between them when one runs out. This gauge here lets us know when that's going to happen. It shows green, obviously, when the tank still has propane in it, and it'll turn red once it runs out, and then we flip it over to the next propane. During the winter months, we will have multiple, sometimes 10 100-pound propane tanks, just because it's harder to bring them over on the ice. But as you saw when we have our boat, it's a lot easier since we can just throw 2 of them in, bring them over, and each tank usually lasts around a month with me and my brother up here. And that's running our stove, our oven, and our fridge, and then also our water heater. So it lasts a little bit longer, but even with the whole family of 5, it still lasted a really long time, and it's a very efficient system. Back in the day, we also had propane lighting, which I can show you guys, which was the only form of lighting we had in here because we didn't have any solar panels or batteries back in the day, so we couldn't really use any electricity. So the propane lights were the only way to go. As far as the garden goes, everything's looking great. The tomatoes are ginormous, and we're just now starting to see some small green tomatoes growing, and the plants smell absolutely delicious. I'm gonna have to do some research to see if there's anything I'm supposed to trim, because these are massive. But yeah, within the next couple weeks here, we should be able to start harvesting tomatoes. As you can see, the potatoes are also doing extremely well. They're growing very nicely. Apparently, I was talking to some of you guys here on the channel, and there's not much more I need to do for the potatoes, except for just wait for them to grow. So yeah, it's just kind of a waiting game. We won't know how well they turned out until, obviously, it's time to harvest. But I'm feeling pretty good about it. The size of the plants looks really nice, and I think I did everything pretty well, being one of my first times trying to grow potatoes. This is actually only my second time planting them here at the island. I planted them down by the water earlier one year, but the soil was way too rough, and I think I planted them a little late, so by the time I went to harvest them in the fall, they were just small little potatoes, and it wasn't too impressive. So this time around, I used a lot more soil, and I researched a little more and talked with you guys on the proper way to do it. And the plants are looking a lot more healthy, so I'm pretty excited to see how they turn out. As far as the onions, corn, peppers, and all the herbs go, they're also all looking well. There's some work I need to do on the herbs, just because we've been trying to use them as fast as we can, especially the chives and the green onions. Me and Peter have been putting those into like every single meal because we like them a lot, and they're still just growing like crazy. Some of the other herbs have been blooming, so we'll have to trim some of those off, but other than that, they look great. I also haven't gave an update on Lando in a while, but he's doing great. As you guys saw, he was wearing his little cone of shame for the past couple videos, and he finally got it off a little while ago. In the early spring, he got so many bug bites. We just didn't notice when he was outside, and since he has so much fur, they could only really bite him in one spot, which was around his eye. It swelled up a lot on his lips and his eye, and then he started scratching it and stuff, so we had to put the cone over him for a while to keep him from scratching and making it worse. And then we also gave him some medicine from the vet and stuff, and now he's fine. He finally got the cone off. Most of the bugs are completely gone. The mosquitoes only really show up around like 9 to 10 p.m. for like an hour and then disappear. So now he can roam around outside free of care. Lando, as I'm sure most of you know, is a very energetic dog, and whenever he, gets sick or something and he's not moving around as much, he really doesn't like it. So now that his energy's back up, he's just been roaming around the island and having a blast. It's actually perfect for a front log and 2 side logs, exact measurement.
This one will be perfect for the front one. What side was this one cut for?
We'll measure him again. Just sit him down here while I talk all of this. This is probably the biggest notch on the cabin.
knife this one because it's still got all that pith on it. Nice, we're getting close. Probably two more logs each up, and we're at the window level, and then we go to the back again. And we do one there, one there, one there, one there. We'll be more than halfway up the door, the top of the window. We could we'd have to measure it perfectly, but the back should be about 8 feet tall, right? Like the roof? At a minimum, like at least 2 feet higher than our heads would be about 8 feet. So that's like 2 logs up. And then the front can be...
Yeah, well, like I said, though,
feet.
2 logs up would be 8 or 9 feet over our heads in the back.
Yeah. But I mean, then when the slanting, what do we do?
Once we start adding the slants, though, then it will be even higher. So it'll end up being higher than...
But that's what I mean. So I guess we'd measure them to be staggering in, and you wouldn't have to notch the back. You just go almost the exact length of the back.
If we did it like the old one, though,
a little bit less.
We'd do reverse notches if we're actually using logs going across. Reverse notches that sit into the bottom back one there. Room this size, maybe. Like, honestly, depending on how thick the roof beams are, like of logs, you could use 2, but, you know, just 3 to be safe if they're a bit skinnier. So you'd only have to do 3 notches.
Oh, I forgot that we'd have to notch for those roof things.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to notch the front because there's always going to be that area. I'd want it a bit overhanging anyways for snow so the door's not constantly getting cleared. Because like my cabin there, it doesn't have any overhang, so you can see in the winter I'm suffering.
Yeah.
Suffering trying to get the door open.
Maybe not like a front porch because of trail. Like that's really the only usable trails.
Yeah, I'd just do an overhang, and then that way with like 2 little crosses, and then a blacksmith sign. Alright guys, so now that we finally picked that rhubarb, I'm gonna go grab the tray from our freeze drying machine so that I can bring it inside. We'll cut up the rhubarb into smaller pieces and then we'll start freeze drying it. I'm not sure how long it will take. Sometimes it can take an entire day or just overnight. I really think it's just depending on the sizes of whatever it is you're freeze drying. As you can see here, we have done many things before. We've used the freeze dryer quite a lot for different things. We've got chives, peppers and onions, tomatoes, garlic tomato sauce, kale, carrots, celery, basil, even some meats like brisket and ground beef and chicken. So basically, the freeze dryer will turn any meal, almost anything, I think I actually can do just about anything, into a long lasting, almost preserve. It dries out all of the moisture. So I'm sure you guys have had those like camping meals before or hiking meals where you just add boiling water and then it turns into a full meal. It's basically like that. So it becomes a dried out, crispy version, kind of flaky version of whatever you put in there. And if you do something like a meal, you can add some water, like say with these carrots here. You could add those to a stew, and when they're in the broth or the water, they'll rehydrate and become almost the same as when you cut them up. They'll just be a bit softer. Or if you do something like fruits, you can just eat it like that, and it's actually really good. It kind of rehydrates in your mouth. But the main reason you do this is for shelf life, because I'm not exactly sure if it's with every type of food or just with certain things, but I've heard that if you freeze dry it properly and seal it properly in a jar or whatever you put it in, it can actually last up to like 24 years or something crazy like that. So me and Peter are going to freeze dry the rhubarb because my mom planted that a while back and was really looking forward to picking it, but unfortunately before they left on their trip to Europe, it wasn't ripe yet, so we're just getting to pick it now. And me and Peter are going to freeze dry it and seal it away so that when my parents get back later in the year, hopefully around this fall, she can use it for whatever she wants, like rhubarb pie or some tarts or whatever. Using the freeze dryer does take a lot of power, and since we use a battery system and generator, we'll be watching the percentages as it goes along so that it has a nice steady flow. We'll probably run the generator overnight if it needs it. It does take a lot of power, but for the amount of food you can save, say you make too much of something, you can just freeze dry it and enjoy it any time within like the next 5 years. So it's definitely worth it. Here. So me and Peter are going to be driving all the way down to our hometown today. Kind of perfect timing because it looks like we're going to get some rain up here. But we're heading down for a couple reasons. One, it was recently my sister's birthday, so we're going to pick up something and go spend some time with them. And then also I need to go down there to get my new driver's license card. It didn't expire or anything. It just, the motorcycle license I recently got and our driver's license in Canada go on the same card. So as soon as I got my M2 fully finalized, then I had to get a new driver's license card so it had my motorcycle license on it as well, if that makes sense. So I need to go pick that up, and then while I'm down there, I'm also going to go to the bank because if you watched some of my earlier videos, you would have seen that when some of our cousins came up here, I dropped my phone in the lake and I haven't really been able to access anything. I've been going without a phone for the past month. So I'm going to go into the bank and hopefully be able to deal with all that. And I'm still trying to figure out with the insurance I had on my phone if I can get a new one or if I'll have to buy a new one. But yeah, we got a couple things we need to do down there. On the way back up, we'll also get groceries, but it's about a 4-hour drive. So we should get there pretty early, be able to spend some time with Matt and Caroline at their place, and then head back up tomorrow morning. Every time that we leave the island, even if it's for a just one night like this time, we always go around, make sure that everything will stay functional while we're gone. The batteries are at 100%, and since all the lights and stuff will be off in here, that should last way beyond the time we get back. And then we also, like I was mentioning earlier, got brand new propane, so our fridge and all of our food and our freezer and everything like that won't rot while we're away. So pretty sure we got everything. We're gonna be taking Lando with us, of course, and I'm sure he's gonna be ecstatic to see Caroline and Matt again.
Dan and I were literally about to head out. We're fully dressed and we almost had everything on the boat when this thunderstorm blew in. You can hear some thunder, and the rain comes and goes in some really intense moments. Well, the rain finally stopped. That was actually a crazy thunderstorm, probably the worst of the year. The lightning was quite a show. Loud thunder as well, which made Lando go nuts. But that's all passed and actually cleared up to a beautiful evening here. It's like 6 o'clock, so we're not going to head down south tonight. We'll end up going tomorrow. That gives me and Dan some more time to pick out a birthday gift for Caroline. It was her 25th birthday last week, but they were out of town in Montana, so when we head down, we're going to bring her a present and just have a nice day with her and Matt. But making some food, and it also happens to be about the same time that we're running out of most of our food, so we go do our shopping trip. So I thought I had no ingredients, but went out to check on the rhubarb that's getting freeze-dried right now, and we have all of our stuff that Mom, Dad, and all worked on freeze-drying last summer. So there's actually quite a lot of ingredients, a lot of freeze-dried vegetables, which is what I needed to add to this beef soup that I'm going to be making. So I've got celery, zucchini, carrots. I've already got onions and garlic cooking with a big pot of water going. And then I may end up using this. I think this was initially going to be like a chili starter or something, but it's tomato sauce that Mom and Dad made from tomatoes from our garden. And then it's got onions and a bunch of beans in it. We have no other beans. So this might be a perfect way to get a good base for the beef soup stew that I'm going to be making. So that's one way that the freeze dryers really actually come in handy, and we're going to restock all of this stuff over time. Whenever you buy extras or when you're making a meal and you have a lot of leftover food, which is often the case for me and Dan, you can just freeze dry a meal and have a meal another day, even if it's a few months from now.
All right, guys, everything's closed up and we're ready to actually head down to Caroline's because it's not going to rain today. It's going to be a little bit of a drive. We're going to stop in one of the towns on the way down and pick up Caroline's birthday present and do everything else we need to do, and then we'll spend some time with Matt and Caroline. Apparently she's got some delicious meals that she's planning on making, so I'm really looking forward to seeing them and trying everything out. Going on a trip, Lando? Alright, so we made it into one of the larger towns on the way down, and me and Peter kind of decided that we're going to pull into a Bass Pro Shops or a Cabela's and look for a gift for Caroline there. Right now we're kind of thinking of getting her one of those Jetboil like camping stoves, because we've used those all our lives and they work really well, and Caroline and Matt are really into camping, so I think it'll be the perfect gift. Alright guys, made it to Cabela's. Gonna quickly pick up Caroline's gift and then we'll be on our way. Pete's gonna take Lando for a walk while I'm in the store. It's been a while since I've been in one of these Always been my favorite store since I was a kid.
Since he's in the car all day. It's a squirrel, which is his favorite thing to chase. Should squeak. Alright, we got Caroline and Matt this nice jet boil. This is also the Java one, so I believe it has some stuff for coffee. For Matt, that'll be really nice. And these are actually really great. We used this for years at the beginning of our travels, especially in New Zealand. We used it almost every single day. We used a bigger version of this current one. This is their compact one, but I think it was like a 2-liter version. And we could make full, like we'd always make a version of yellow Thai curry. And yeah, we used it so much that I love them. Just looking at it, it's nostalgic. So I think Caroline and Matt will appreciate it. They do a lot of ground camping, especially Matt. He's super into all the outdoor stuff, and this may come in handy for them. All right, so we're pulling into Caroline and Matt's. We finally made it. After going to all the stores that we had to go to, getting a haircut, we got some fresh clothes so we wouldn't be too islandy when we pull up for Caroline's little birthday thing. But looks like Matt just pulled in. Caroline said he was out fishing. We're gonna bring the food in, get some dinner going, and then maybe even a pie or cake. Lenny's excited. He's gonna be happy to see them. So nice.
You don't come off the fish.
I want one of those so bad at some point. Like at some point in my life, those
It makes fishing
the pedals
so
and stuff.
easy.
Yeah. Just
Bring it.
Yeah, Mom still does that. Is that an open O's?
No, that's their first apartment.
Mom and Dad's?
Yeah.
Really?
It's like nice and segregated. From what you're saying about the way Tigerfish operates, there's almost like a sort of a fighter pilot analogy. You know,
Joe made an awesome dinner. They have a movie going. I think it's like Pink Panther. It's an old, funny movie, I guess. But we're just going to walk her gift in. Nothing crazy, nothing special. We're all too old for wrapping presents and all that. But she did make banana pudding like yesterday, and has just been letting it marinate, which I'm quite excited for.
Oh, you can see it. There's a full mirror behind me.
Didn't think that through. Wow, that's nice.
We got the Java one too.
Yeah. Cold turkey here.
Yeah. But like now I'm making coffee again. But like
Oh, that's for French press.
yeah, that's sick.
So this is a 2-in-1.
Yeah. So you can cook in it, and it's a French press.
Pretty nice.
It's actually nice.
Let me turn on the car for some light. Huh? Uh-oh. Whoa! As you can tell, sorry if it's dark, the storm came back, the one from yesterday. It finally blowed all the way down to my sister's place. But anyways, I think I'm going to call the video here. It's getting pretty late on Saturday night, so of course, as you guys know, I upload every Sunday at 8 a.m. So I'm going to sit in here and finish editing so I'm not bothering them in there. I did want to mention that I finally picked up my M2 motorcycle license card. That's been a long process and a dream of mine for a very long time, so it feels great to finally have it in hand. And now, as soon as my motorcycle finishes getting repaired, I can get some insurance on it, and then yeah, I could basically go anywhere. So we'll see what the year has to offer us in regard to the motorcycle. I would still love to head overseas with it somewhere. It's getting a little later into the motorcycle season than I would have liked it to be for heading out, but maybe we can do a shorter trip somewhere, or who knows, maybe even just go around Canada. But I'll keep you guys updated on that. We're probably going to stay tomorrow, Sunday, to spend some time with Caroline and Matt, and maybe a couple of our cousins, and then we'll head back up and continue on with everything we need to finish up at the island. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. As always, a special thank you to those of you who have subscribed to my Patreon channel. Your support really means a lot, and it helps me to be able to keep doing what I love doing and bringing you guys new content each week. And as always, I will see you guys next time for another adventure.